All right, you might have heard of the bird dog or quadruped opposite. And it's one of those things that, you kind of just flow through again, simple core, get it done, check the box, move on, and feel like you don't get that much value. But I want to give you a couple key ways you can really slow this down today and get more out of it. So let's start with the setup here, and I want you to think about being more active with your upper back. So I actually want you to press your hands into the ground with some intent here. By doing this, you'll feel your upper back engage. You can already see my arms starting to engage as well, and you're really pressing that floor away, holding your body still. Next thing, get those ears in line with your shoulders. So not down here, not looking up. Press that floor away, ears in line with shoulders. Good posture up top. Now we're already a lot more active here, and we can move on to actually getting some sort of lift into the mix. Generally, people go right into arm and leg moving at the same time. Start with one limb, and let's make sure we have a good feel for that overall. So I want you to really think about setting that position as we go. Again, setting up here, pressing your arms into the floor. And now I want you to actually think about this movement. In its fullest form, we want torso, so basically shoulder to hip, staying still while our arms and legs move. What does that sound like? Sounds like walking, running, swimming, all the different things that we enjoy doing. Torso stable, arms and legs doing some form of movement. So even though it's a simple core exercise, it actually has a lot of value in everything you want to do. Just keep that in mind as we go. Press those hands into the ground, right? Get that upper back engaged. Now as you lift the leg, I want you to think about pressing the wall away behind you, really extending that leg, engaging your quad here, and pressing, nice control. And then bringing it slow back in. What I want you to notice is, as I'm doing this, I'm controlling both ways. So often people go out and then they just kind of drop back down. No, control both ways here. Press into the ground, press that foot away, engage that quad, pushing that wall away, and then control back in. You're not just dropping back down to the ground. Whole lot more activation there as you're completing that movement. Okay? Hands pressing, foot pressing, torso still. That's the goal. Next big thing, watch that back foot. You often want to rotate your foot out to the side. I want you to keep it pointed straight down to the ground. That's going to help you keep your hips even, help you avoid rotation, which is the goal of this movement. So, stacking here, press, nice controlled lift, toes pointed straight down, press that wall away, don't just drop back in. All of a sudden, a lot more activation happened here in my torso. And we haven't even gotten to the arm extension, right? We're just kind of building from there. So I want you, we're going to go over even more in this video, and you can be like, man, what am I supposed to take away? Take away one thing, try it with your next bird dog or your quadruped opposite, whatever you'd like to call it. Then try to add a second thing in there, okay? So we're going to keep walking through this, but I want you to be in that mindset as what is one thing I can try and build upon from there. Going back to this position, last thing I want you to think about from the leg standpoint. So remember, pressing hands into the ground, pressing foot into the wall behind us, not kicking this leg up super high. When I do that, you can see this crazy arch forming in my low back. We're just looking for that hip extension to occur. So we're just looking to extend the hip, not arch the back. So get that good press position, pressing that leg out to a good position that you can control your low back. Remember, toes pointed down, controlling back in. You could just do leg only to start. I'm already feeling a lot more there just by focusing on that. But for the sake of this video, we'll move on to the arms. So same concept here, pressing into the floor, getting that upper back engaged. Toes are engaged with the mat, so you're not just flat here. We want that toe engagement. Get those big toes, a little stretch in there. And then as you lift the hand, press that wall away in front of you. Be active, push, feel that engagement. Don't just plop back down to the ground. Same concept as the legs, right? So we talked about pressing the wall away. We talked about controlling that range of motion all the way out and back in. So again, press that wall away, hips even to the floor, controlling back down. Now that you got this press figured out, let's actually have a target. Let's try to get our arm in line with our ear. Pressing, wall away, back down, nice controlled. You're really feeling that activation. You can see me shaking a little bit more, being a little bit more active there. And now that you have this thought process, we can go into that full traditional movement of arm and leg extended. But if you're feeling your foot shifting, if you're feeling you're not really engaging somewhere, come back to one of the single parts of it. You don't have to do the whole thing to find value. And remember, at its simplest form, shoulder to hip, pretty much in a stable position, but then the actual shoulder joint and the actual hip joint are very mobile, just like the things we like to accomplish in life. So again, let's put it all together here. Stack everything up, press those hands away, toes are engaged with the ground. Now we're lifting arm and leg. Remember, toes pointed down, arm in line with ear, try to press that wall away, controlling back to the ground. Same thing, reaching, pressing everything away, being nice and active. Remember, we're not arching that low back, controlling back down to the ground. A lot more thought process there than just letting the arms and legs flail. Think about your core training a little bit differently if you want to achieve different results.